What would you say
Mm.
is the most lucrative sector of videography? Now, where's people making bread in videography the most? Like
The most?
Yeah.
Don't do collabs for the sake of doing collabs. It doesn't translate. I'm telling people this for free. So in terms of that, it's making bread without you actually having to do as much shooting.
see. Oh, okay.
Them man there, the money isn't the same.
Okay.
The game's kind of going to more the mobile phone kind of footage. If you're sick on, you know what I mean? If you're sick on a mobile phone, there's money there.
Yeah.
Okay. Daily Duffy uses a lot of them. So if you think they're doing most of it, like because he'd be taking forever. I feel like they've cheated the game.
This is technical talks now.
Yeah.
This is technical insight now.
Yeah. Like when you go to like proper big sets, that's what they have.
What do you think about like people saying, yeah, I got this iPhone and my iPhone can do what that camera does, and I don't need to do a videography. I got this. Yeah, look, my iPhone does 4K.
This is it. So sometimes
like,
you just
what do you think of like doing, like, what would you say is the most lucrative sector of videography?
Ooh.
Now, where's people making bread in videography the most? Like
the most?
Yeah.
The content game. The content game is the strongest.
Okay, break it down. What sort of content?
Stuff like this definitely
podcasts,
is podcast.
So like podcast influencers,
YouTubers,
vloggers.
I wouldn't say influencers.
Okay.
Them man there, the money isn't the same.
Okay.
They can afford a lot more, but it doesn't translate in terms of like if you work with an influencer on the basis of and this is where, I would say like, don't do collabs for the sake of doing collabs. It doesn't translate. I'm telling people this for free. Listen, it's long. It's long, but it's long on the basis of like, I feel like this is one thing I feel the game kind of probably needs to hear. You're going to get a lot of people asking you for freebies if you're coming up.
Yes.
And freebies are fine. Don't get it twisted, but know what you're getting into rather than what you're trying.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Especially with influencers on the whole front, because one, the benefits is always going to be in their favor rather than yours if you're filming it. You getting an at doesn't necessarily bring business your way. All it does is kind of raise your awareness. Now, it raising your awareness can either be one, it's a lot more exposure, but then two, their clientele and who they actually mess with doesn't really.
They're not really looking for that type of service.
Do you see what I'm saying? So you filming, let's just say, no disrespect to anybody I mentioned, but let's just say you film something for like an Adiola Patron or something like that, and she asks you, you're not necessarily going to get bare film jobs from people.
You're going to get bare follows.
You're going to get a lot of followers, but it doesn't translate. Do you see what I'm saying? And if it's a thing where you're doing this for financial gains, then think about it in a different retrospect. The only one thing which would be the positive if you did do that is if somebody was to look at your work and say, okay, you've worked with some established people. So that's where it raises awareness, but that doesn't necessarily say your work is good. It just means somebody trusted with
names,
you. Exactly that.
I thought you would have said like weddings or corporate type of thing.
Weddings are good. Corporate is great money. But I feel, right, if you're making content, now let's just say you've got this stuff here, and then you've got educational content as well. Now, educational content, if you're selling it on like, these course platforms like, Kajabi, Udemy, and Develop, it's a monthly financial gain. Passive
income, yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So in terms of that, it's making bread without you actually having to do as much shooting.
I see what you mean.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, like, with the weddings, if you really think about it, right? If you're charging and you're still charging with time, how long does it take to do a wedding video? Like, give or take 48 hours.
Yeah, 2 days.
Yeah.
2 days.
And break that apart, what's good? You're still, if you put that to how much you spent per hour, you probably
spend a whole day filming that.
Do you see what I'm saying? At
least 8 hours filming that.
This is it.
So what you're saying is that you want to spend, like, it's better to get the income from projects that you're not trading your time for money.
Yeah.
It's more about using your knowledge as a way of gaining the finances from that.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Nice. And like, what's the most consistent work that comes? Can be your way, or like, what do you get the most inquiries for?
Now I get more. It's strange because one side would be I say it varies on depending on what I've put out for the past 2 months. So if I put out more event-y type of work, I'm gonna get that kind of stuff. If I put out more storytelling kind of work, I'm gonna get more inquiries down that side.
Yeah.
If I put out more what do you call it? Graphic-y kind of work, it's gonna go that side. And that's kind of how you kind of balance it out. I can't say per se that this is the most kind of inquiries, because depending on what I'm doing at the time. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay, that makes perfect sense. So like, what sort of equipment do you need? Let's say I want to get started in editing. What equipment do we need to get started now? What do we need?
A very strong laptop.
Strong laptop. Okay, describe a strong
laptop.
Features like
Ooh.
RAM, 16 gig RAM, 8 gig RAM, 32.
I wouldn't even say it's not a RAM game anymore. Like it used to be a RAM game when it came to the very old Intel. But I realize now it's more processor. Like if you've got an i7, you're not doing no 4K job. Like forget it. Forget about it.
You best proxy all that footage.
You know what I'm saying?
Proxy the footage.
Exactly that. However, if you've got like I've got a Mac Mini M1. I'm looking to get a MacBook Pro M2 in a second.
Yeah.
But like if you've got something like that, so I guess the Intel version of that now would be like the Intel Radeon.
Oh, so like the gaming laptops.
Yeah. That is like when you go to like proper big sets, that's what they have.
Wow.
Like in the real life, most people in the industry at least, they're not even editing on Macs.
No, yeah, because I don't use Mac.
See what I'm saying?
We just use PC.
You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So it's like, when you think about it, it's just like everybody kind of goes Mac because it's the most known durable. But when you really think about it, like the game's way over there. The only good thing about on Mac is, all right, cool. For me, my main go-to editing program, I can use Final Cut and I can use Premiere. I can grade in DaVinci, but I can't edit in DaVinci. Do you see what I'm saying? So
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, a lot of people use
DaVinci
for color grading.
Yeah. DaVinci, before everybody was using DaVinci as it is now.
I've never used DaVinci, so like
You know what's mad, right? I look at it like this. The way DaVinci's kind of set up, I feel like they've cheated the game. Right?
Okay, go.
But I feel like they've cheated the game in this way. If you're using any Blackmagic products, it works totally fine. You put Blackmagic on Premiere, you're going to run into problems. In fact, if you're using Blackmagic Raw Codec, you need to get a certain plugin to kind of have it run through Premiere. Otherwise, it won't work.
Oh, wow.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's little things like that. Whereas if you're using, what's that one? Final Cut. DaVinci. You're running smoothly.
Oh,
do you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it's a thing amongst all their products. So now I'm just there like, you're trying to box everybody into it. Do you see what I'm saying?
So like, someone that also, because I know there's going to be a lot of young people that's watching this and they want to get into media.
Yeah.
And not just editing, but media. What role would you say is like
your entry?
Entry level role, sort of, to just get the foot in the door.
Get your foot in the door. Obviously, it's always going to be runner, but I would say
what does a runner usually do?
A runner is a person that's kind of like helping hands on any kind of production job. So if that means we need you to go get the extra batteries, charge the batteries, dock the footage, help with lighting, you're running around doing every kind of job that exists.
Yeah.
I say in this game, in terms of the business to consumer, it's a bit different. You kind of probably want to be on sets to know which side you like the most first, right?
Okay.
Now, that doesn't mean, go there and say, yeah, I'm a cameraman, and then you show up to a shoot and you've never used a camera before. That just go there as a just go there as a spectator and as a runner, kind of see.
Yeah.
If you want to hold cameras, cool, you'll see what it's like over there. If you want to be in edits, okay, cool, see what it's like over there.
Yeah.
Don't just go in there thinking to yourself that this is the way forward. I would say now, especially if you're trying to start up in business to consumer range, I would say look at the people that you want to be serving.
Okay, so look at your
target audience. Yeah. And with that being said, kind of also figure out how do you get their attention without over spamming them with bare messages. You don't need to. You just need to kind of be like, all right, cool. Let's just say, for instance, the game's kind of going to more the mobile phone kind of footage. If you're sick on, you know what I mean? If you're sick on a mobile phone, there's money there. So try to impress somebody with the little that you know from doing stuff on like using CapCut. Big fan of CapCut.
Yeah, CapCut is doing a job right here.
Listen. You editors are in trouble.
Well, actually, what do you think about like people saying, "Yeah, I got this iPhone, and my iPhone can do what that camera does," and I don't need to do a videography. I got this. Yeah, look, my phone does 4K.
Yeah,
it does 4K. What do you think about that?
You know what it is? Yeah, I'm here for it. If you know, if like for instance, right? Shout out LP, them boys, right? Them boys and on Insta film all their stuff on their mobile, right? And he's got his editing on point, but he's using CapCut. This I know because I can tell certain transitions are only available on that. Exactly. The one thing I would say when people do say that is like, all right, cool. Yes, it can shoot 4K, but you don't know camera settings. And I can see that from what you shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not getting that depth of field.
No depth of field.
You're not getting that aperture.
ISO 7,000.
Sky high.
You know what I'm saying? Everything grainy. Nothing less.
Yeah. For real. You can see.
Yeah. So it's like, it's all fine and dandy and you've got no filming apps on your phone. So if you got none of that, it's like, yeah, okay, it can do that, but you're not using it. You're probably using... You know when you see certain settings, it's like it's on 4K and it's like automatically on 120 frames per second. I'm like, what are you doing with this footage on the mobile phone?
Yeah, and you know by the time you film one video, now your whole storage is
and this is just to take a picture of a person doing that?
Yeah, they went mad.
Run away with that. Run away with that talk for me. You know what I'm saying?
Like the game of videography has changed a lot.
Yeah.
Like you said with the phone, even from how we consume content.
Yeah.
It's all full screen. Whereas before you'd have to turn your phone if you want to watch it full screen. So it has changed a lot.
Listen, people, I'll say this for free, people are still fighting this battle of rotating the screen. Because every time I see a video where they say like, yeah, please rotate the screen, I'm like, brother, do your job and set it to vertical editing.
That's it. So most of your videos now, like, would you edit just to full screen? Because I know when we do trailers, 90% of our trailers now we do full screen.
Yeah.
Before we're gonna make it like 1080 by 1080. This is technical talks now.
Yeah.
This is technical insight now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we make it like how do you go about when you do your trailers and your social media promos? Are you making it full screen or are you still?
I have to kind of now. I start the edit in full screen because it's just 10 times easier. When you try to do an edit in vertical format before it's even reached anything, it's like thinking, okay, now you got to think of different aspect ratios, especially if you're dealing with other people's footage that was never filmed for intention of any vertical footage. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where I just like, all right, do it full screen and then pivot.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay, nice.
But it's a lot more easier that way, to be fair. I feel like now more than ever, because Final Cut does the auto conform.
Oh, what's that? What's auto conform?
So auto conform would be like, all right, if you want to turn it into a square edit, it could look at all your footage and then basically turn it into a square.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
But with it, reframe everything into that.
Yeah. Basically,
You might have to tweak it a bit. After.
yeah, of course. It's not perfect. Don't get twisted.
It might get there.
Yeah. It's not
Because
perfect.
I've never used Final Cut. So actually, yeah, what's the best video editing app then? What's your preference?
Ooh.
You might have kind of answered it already, but
Final Cut is definitely up there, 100%.
Final Cut, yeah.
For me, Final Cut makes total sense. The only problems with Final Cut, there's a lot of technical things you can't do, but it's only technical on the basis of like, okay, it's not that it can't do it; it can, but for you to get to that point, you need to use several other programs.
Right.
Whereas on Premiere, obviously the suite kind of allows you to kind of go across anywhere and everywhere. However, in the same sentence, Premiere makes your edit a lot longer. And
crashing, the bugs.
Yeah. You know, even above the crashing,
Yeah.
it's not mainly the thing. It's more like small technical things. Right. So, for example, you're editing on your timeline. For you to put the shot on top, you would have to click V1, audio 1, V2, audio 2 for you to do that. On Final Cut, it's one button. It's Q.
Oh, it just selects audio and video.
It basically puts the clip on top of instead of it on your main timeline like that, it goes on top of that shot there. So you don't have to actually move it across.
Oh.
Do you see the difference?
Yeah, so there's certain shortcuts that Final Cut has that Premiere Pro is not caught up with yet, basically.
Basically that. But I also think as well, to kind of add on top of that, it's what I always call it the workspace versus workflow concept, right? Your workspace is better on Premiere. 100%. Can't deny it. Same thing with DaVinci. The workspace is better on both of those programs. However, if you need to produce something and you're doing it rapidly, you do not have that time.
Nah. That's why CapCut comes in handy for me.
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't use Mac, so Final Cut has never been an option.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying though. It's like maybe Final Cut has more like, it's got a faster workflow if you need to get something out there, kind of like quick. Yeah.
Facts. I feel like now, whatever. One thing I'm really loving about CapCut is its vertical transitions game is through the roof, and its auto captions, amazing stuff.
You know, for time I was seeing all these videos.
Yeah.
And it's got the caption. I'm thinking these don't really type out the captions.
Hey, mate.
And then when Ace told me about the subtitles and it does it automatically.
Yeah.
Since then, everything's gone clear since then.
This is it. The thing is, right? Premiere does it. Premiere does auto transcribe. Premiere was the first thing that I saw have auto transcribe, which I thought, thank God, because what I used to have to do was put it through Otter AI, which is a transcribing website. It will look at the audio and write out all the things, and then bring it back and section it. 10 times longer. Final Cut, I beg you, if anybody's watching from that team, please add this feature into there.
This is the creative insight. So they might just see it, you know. They might just see. I beg you see it, man, and make the update, fix the update, man.
This is it.
Yeah, nice technical insights there. All right, cool. I've seen the video on your Instagram. Like 3 tips to step up your editing game.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to just maybe name them 3 things just for the viewers? If you know off the top of your head, or you can name 3 other things.
I can say a few. There's a few. Things.
Yeah, name 3 different things. Someone can step up their editing game.
All right.
Switch things up.
I'm gonna say, treat your effects game, your overlays game, like if you're, the best way I could put it, like your secret record bag, your secret playlist that you know is going to set off the party. Why? Because that stuff looks amazing. So first one, overlays is definitely up there. Second one, camera LUTs.
The LUTs, yeah.
Your LUTs will change your look in various different ways, but be warned.
Doesn't apply to every shot.
It doesn't apply to every shot. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, you also kind of like it's very, very quick, very, very easy to get purple people.
Oh,
yeah,
imagine.
You know what I'm saying?
That's mad. That's mad still.
You don't want purple and orange people, especially if they're black looking like, and everybody's looking like friggin' some tangerine. Be very careful with LUTs. So LUTs is another one that's not on that list.
Cool.
Sound is definitely up there. Soundscape is the third. Soundscape.
It's free.
Oh yeah.
It's free insights. That's good. Yeah, no, happy with that.
I think I'll give you one more.
Give me one more. Drop another gem.
I'll give you one last one. The last one I would go for is text packs. So text packs will be more for when you're doing kind of promotional content.
What's a text pack?
A text pack would be like if you're doing kinetic typography, and it basically says like, okay, presenting, it types it out for you.
Okay.
If you can get those as they're called morgs, motion templates in Premiere.
Okay.
In Final Cut, it's like a text.
Morgs.
Yeah. MRGT.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Do you see what
When you go onto the graphics thing, graphics tab, and then it's on the right.
Yeah.
And then you like drop them in the thing.
Yeah, and they basically do all the most of daily.
Motion graphics.
Basically that. Yeah.
Yeah, motion graphics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Daily Duppy uses a lot of them. So if you think they're doing most of it, you're like because he'd be taking forever.
Because I was thinking, right, he's going in with them.
Listen, a friend of mine, right? Big up C's anyway, I'm sad. Tom Huff chest too side, right? C's did Clavish's Daily Duppy, right? And all those text graphics he used was off the same kind of pack.
Wow, okay.
His Clavish's Daily Duppy is one of the most viewed Daily Duppies of that year. Do you remember it?
I haven't seen it, to be honest, no.
Okay, cool.
But I will check it out.
Yeah.
I will.
So
he done the edit on that?
He done the edit on that.
Wow.
And that's like my right hand.
Yeah.
So the man them, we're out here.
Big him up. What's his name?
C's Art.
C's Art, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But big up C's Art, man. And I hope you watch the podcast.
Yeah, man.
as well.
Definitely, man.
Maybe you should come on.
Yeah, man.
And give it insight as well.
100%, man. That guy's out here, man. He's also Nines' main videographer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
Nice, man. Nice circle to be in, man.
Come on,
Creative circles.
the team is strong, man. The team is
Strong. That